Hey guys, Alex here, also known as Alden, and today we're going to be jumping in to talk about this thing right here, and that is the player tournament. Now, if you guys didn't know, a player tournament runs for a week. Straight after that week, we go into the guild tournament, and after the guild tournament, we go back to the player tournament. So it's constantly flip-flopping between the two. So today I'm going to be talking in specific about the player tournament. If you're interested in learning some tips about guilds and potentially the guild tournament as well, you guys can check out my previous video. I'm going to do a more specific one in the future on guild tournaments as well. So let me know down in the comments if that's one that will interest you. But let's jump straight into this. So the player tournament, if we head over here and we click this little I button, you're going to see it's fairly simple. Earn points through deliveries, this is the market, through planes and through ships. Reach the top ranks to get great rewards, reach higher leagues to get even better rewards. Fairly simple. So we are in the middle of a player tournament at the moment. 4 days and 10 hours left for me. I'm currently sitting in 4th place, which means I am just holding on to getting promotion up to Silver 1. You'll see I've got a little bit of a buffer to the next player, but this is where I'm currently sitting. There's 3 players, me, Dad, and Kat, that are currently fairly close to each other. In fact, I'm very, very close to 4th place. And then we've got 2 players that are just miles and miles ahead. But I have found the player tournament and the guild tournaments, because I don't think they were introduced right from the start. They were relatively new. There was some players who were really high level competing against low level players in the same leagues as such. So I think it'll balance itself out in the long run, but for right now it's a little bit unbalanced. I'm kind of coming up against some higher level players, so it is difficult. But in this video I'm going to try and go into some detail and just show you guys some maybe hints and tips on how you can perform better in these tournaments. So the first thing I want to highlight is happiness. Now, most people will not prioritize happiness very highly, and in fact my happiness is not usually this high. You'll see I'm currently sitting on 411% happiness in total, which is going to give me a huge boost when it comes to the points for the player tournament. You'll see I've got 411% boost. But this is not always the same. What I do when it comes to player tournaments is I will remove some of my buildings. So if I come over here to production, you'll see I've got a level 4 cowshed sitting in storage. So I've removed this cowshed because I know we're not in the middle of a guild tournament. I'm probably not going to need milk as much. Milk is one of the projects we prioritize quite highly when it comes to the guild tournament because we can grind them out. So it's handy to have the extra cowshed then. But for the player tournament, it's not something I need as much. So I get rid of it, and I went ahead and I added an additional pond and an additional fountain. So this gave me a significant amount more happiness, which can really help to boost that overall score. Now, the Christmas tree is currently, I believe, the one of the decorations that is going to give you the highest amount of happiness as long as you've got it upgraded. There was obviously the Christmas event. I think it's still ongoing. So if you haven't already, definitely get that Christmas tree up to happiness of 120. It makes a massive difference, because the closest to that, I believe, that's not going to cost gems is the fountain right here, which is going to give you 75. So prioritizing getting a little bit of additional happiness on each of your islands is going to help you out significantly. Obviously, don't remove buildings that you're going to need. But for me, in this case, I've still got 4 level 4 cowsheds here. So honestly, it's really easy for me just to continue grinding out milk for events like this. You'll see our guild's currently doing a milk event. I can still participate in that fairly easily, but I don't have to worry because I've just cleared out one of them to get a little bit more and focus on that extra happiness. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is ships. Now, ships, I believe you unlock at level 20. So if you're not level 20, I don't think you'll have unlocked these yet, but as soon as you hit level 20, you should unlock these, and they're really good. In fact, this is probably one of the biggest sources of points for the player tournament that I've found. And every time you clear a ship, you're going to get a large chunk of points. You're also going to get a few other additional kind of resources, gold and stuff like that. But as soon as you complete one, this is what's going to happen. It's going to come up with this ship is underway, and it's going to come back, but it tells you what the next order is going to be. So for me, it's going to be feathers. If I click on that, it's going to show me how many feathers I have. I mean, my storage is 1,200, so I'm nearly maxed out. Pinewood, again, nearly maxed out on that. I'm Pinewood's fairly easy. Bamboo, maybe slacking a little bit on bamboo, 142. Probably gonna, usually it's sitting around 80 or 90 bamboo per slot, and there's always 3 slots. So this is something I'll maybe need to look into getting. And then we've got the diner. Now, I should have enough for this. I did have 1,200, but I sold them all because I needed the gold. So prioritize, like, as soon as you complete your ship, check what's going to be coming up like next. So for me, it's the feathers, the pinewood, the bamboo, and the breakfast. So those are the things that I'm going to prioritize over anything else, especially when it comes to, you know, buildings that can make multiple resources. Prioritize the specific ones that are going to come up next in your ship, because the quicker you can get that ship away, the quicker the next one's going to come in, and so on and so forth. So the quicker you can get more points. Now, my planes recently have been pretty bad. I'll be honest, I've really been struggling with my planes, and it's because of these resources right here. Gold ore. Now, I can only produce, if I head over to my Jade Island, you'll see I've actually got some gold here, which is nice. I can complete a plane, which is lovely, but I'm able to get 18 gold per each one of these mines, because mine are only level 2, but the Jade Island is pretty expensive to upgrade, to be honest. So I'm always struggling to get gold. So I'm doing my best to get as much of it as I can, but only getting 18 gold per 3 every 20 minutes or something. It takes a long time to grind out gold, and this is something my entire guild has found is very difficult. All of the ores, it goes from starting fairly low to building up really quickly. So I think potentially, if any of the development teams looking at this is something that needs balanced. Just the amount of ores going onto ships, boats, etc, etc. Because if I was currently to look through all the help wanted in my guild, everyone, I can guarantee, is requesting for an ore of some kind. But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to load this one up. That's going to give me a nice little boost. My next plane's going to be in 4 hours, which is lovely. And then if I head back over here, I should hopefully, yep, I've hopped up into 4th place, which is awesome. Of course, we want to constantly be completing those planes, constantly be completing those ships. So there's one last thing that I want to talk about, and that is, of course, the marketplace. Now, the marketplace is fairly simple. You complete tasks, you're going to get resources, and you're also going to get player tournament points, which you can see right here. So for this one example, I'm going to get 460 points, which is tremendous. Just to show you that the happiness boost does actually work, what I'll do is I will put this building right here into storage, and then if we come over here, you'll see it's now dropped from, I think it was 460 down to 452, and then if we come in here, find it and pop it back in, that should go back up to 460. So it does make a difference. So definitely want to make sure you're getting as many decorations down as you can. What I do over here in the marketplace, if you have any with ads, complete them. Always complete them with ads, because it's free. It's going to take maybe maximum 30, 45 seconds of your life, and it's free points. You don't need to put any resources in. It's only going to take time. So if there's ever advert ones, complete them. Complete them. Even if it's not in the player tournament, just do them. I know it's time, valuable time, but it's important to do them because it's free resources. So the ones that are actually going to cost stuff, I always have a look at them before I complete them. Because for me, this is going to take 54 copper ore, which is a lot. I currently have 71. Now, I could probably do this because I know for a fact copper ore is not going to be on my next ship, boat, whatever it's called. So I could probably get away with this, but more often than not, when it comes to ores, I just hold on to them. If we come over to this other one, I've got plenty of all of these resources, but again, I know for a fact bamboo is going to be on my next ship, so I'm going to hold on to that. Then any of these ones at the bottom that I cannot complete, you'll see they all need some sort of ingot. What I do is I can't complete them, so I'm just going to refresh them. It takes 30 minutes to refresh. If you want, you can again watch adverts to skip this and just refresh it. Keep going through so you can complete as many easy ones as possible. I found more often than not, it's the Jade Island, the resources on it, that's holding up my progress on this. Both the other islands I've got plenty of resources from, but this is my technique. I will do this. I will refresh these. Of course, if you've got more marketplace, slots, it's going to be better. You're going to have more options, more chances of getting good ones. But for me, the gem cost here just isn't worth it. I'm currently sitting on 6 slots, which I think is enough. I'm happy with that. I could move it on to 9, but the gems just aren't worth it. I'd much rather spend them on guild coins over on my guild island. So that brings me to the end of the player tournament video. Hopefully you guys found this interesting. Hopefully you learned something. Well, if you're an experienced player, I guess maybe you didn't, because you're probably going to be more experienced than I am, because I've only been playing this for 31 days or something like that. But let me know down in the comments, what place are you currently in the player tournament? How many points are you on? And where do you hope to finish? But thank you so much for watching. While you're down there in the comments, you can just scroll up a little bit, hit that like button, subscribe as well if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in my next video, whenever that's going to be. Peace.